If you've ever found yourself staring at a can of tuna in your pantry, wondering what to do with it, you're not alone. Canned tuna is a humble staple, often overlooked and underestimated. But what if I told you that within that little can lies the potential for a delicious, comforting meal that's quick to prepare, utterly satisfying, and sure to become a household favorite? Today, let's unlock the secret to a classic pan-toasted tuna melt. A dish that transforms everyday ingredients into a warm, crispy, cheesy masterpiece. First, let's talk about why the tuna melt is so beloved. At its core, it's the perfect marriage of flavors and textures: creamy tuna salad, gooey melted cheese, and golden, crunchy bread. It's a recipe that can be dressed up or down, tailored to your tastes, and pulled together in under 15 minutes. Plus, it's an excellent way to use up pantry staples and leftover odds and ends from your fridge. Let's begin by gathering our ingredients. The beauty of a tuna melt is its flexibility, but here's a classic starting point. You'll need 1 can of tuna, drained well. Any kind works: chunk light, albacore, in water or in oil. Next, you'll need mayonnaise for creaminess, a little bit of finely chopped red onion for bite, and some celery for crunch. If you have it, a splash of lemon juice brightens everything up. For seasoning, a pinch of salt and pepper is essential, but a dash of Dijon mustard or a sprinkle of dried herbs can take it to the next level. Now, onto the bread. Traditional white sandwich bread is nostalgic, but feel free to use whatever you have on hand: whole wheat, rye, sourdough, or even a hearty artisan loaf. The bread will become golden and crisp in the pan, acting as the perfect vessel for the savory filling. And of course, we can't forget the cheese. Sharp cheddar is classic for its robust flavor and melting quality, but Swiss, provolone, or mozzarella are all excellent choices. With your ingredients ready, it's time to prepare the tuna salad. In a bowl, break up the drained tuna with a fork, making sure there are no large chunks. Add a generous spoonful of mayonnaise, enough to bind everything together without making it soupy. Stir in the finely chopped onion and celery, then season with salt, pepper, and a squeeze of lemon juice. If you like a bit of heat, a pinch of red pepper flakes or a dash of hot sauce can add a welcome kick. At this point, you have a simple, delicious tuna salad. It's tempting to stop here and eat it straight from the bowl. But let's take it a step further. Lay out your slices of bread, and if you like, spread a thin layer of butter on the outside of each slice. This will ensure a beautifully golden, crispy exterior when toasted. On the inside of each slice, you can spread a little more mayonnaise or even a swipe of Dijon mustard for extra flavor. Now, spoon the tuna salad evenly onto half of the bread slices, spreading it to the edges for maximum coverage. Top the tuna with a generous layer of cheese. Don't be shy. Cover with the remaining slices of bread, buttered side facing out. Now it's time for the magic to happen. Heat a large skillet or frying pan over medium heat. Once it's warm, place the sandwiches in the pan, working in batches if necessary so as not to overcrowd. Press down gently with a spatula to help the bread make contact with the pan, ensuring even toasting. Cook for 2 to 3 minutes on each side, or until the bread is golden brown and the cheese inside is melted and gooey. If you find the bread browning too quickly before the cheese melts, lower the heat slightly and cover the pan with a lid for a minute or two. This creates a gentle steaming effect that helps the cheese melt without burning the bread. As the sandwiches toast, your kitchen will fill with the irresistible aroma of buttery bread and melting cheese. The anticipation is half the pleasure, but soon it's time to remove the sandwiches from the pan and let them rest for a moment. This brief pause allows the cheese to set just enough so that when you cut into the sandwich, it oozes but doesn't run everywhere. Slice each tuna melt in half, either diagonally for that classic diner look or straight down the middle, however you prefer. The first bite is always the best. The crunch of the toasted bread yields to a creamy, savory filling, punctuated by the sharpness of onion, the brine of tuna, and the richness of melted cheese. It's comfort food at its finest, but the beauty of a pan-toasted tuna melt lies in its versatility. Want to make it your own? Try adding thin slices of ripe tomato between the tuna and cheese for a juicy, fresh note. A few pickled jalapenos or banana peppers can add tang and heat. Experiment with different cheeses. smoked Gouda, pepperjack, or Havarti. All bring their own unique characteristics. For a herby twist, mix some chopped fresh dill or parsley into the tuna salad. Even a handful of baby spinach or arugula added before toasting can bring a welcome touch of green. Don't have mayonnaise? Greek yogurt or mashed avocado can step in as a creamy binder. No celery? Use pickles, capers, or even chopped bell pepper for crunch and flavor. The recipe is endlessly adaptable to what you have on hand. For those looking to make the meal a bit more substantial, consider serving your tuna melt with a simple side salad, a bowl of soup, or a handful of crispy potato chips. The combination of warm, melty sandwich and cool, refreshing accompaniments is classic for a reason. And if you're looking to meal prep or feed a crowd, the tuna salad can be made ahead of time and stored in the fridge for several days. When you're ready to eat, simply assemble and toast the sandwiches. It's a surefire way to have a comforting meal at your fingertips, even on the busiest days. Beyond its practicality, the pan-toasted tuna melt is a testament to the joys of simple cooking. In a world where culinary trends come and go, there's something deeply satisfying about returning to the basics, taking a few humble ingredients and transforming them into something greater than the sum of their parts. It's a reminder that you don't need fancy equipment or exotic ingredients to make something delicious. All you need is a little creativity, a willingness to experiment, and a few minutes at the stove. So the next time you find yourself with a can of tuna and a craving for something cozy, remember the pan-toasted tuna melt. It's quick, it's easy, and it's guaranteed to hit the spot. Whether you're cooking for yourself, your family, or friends, this simple dish brings people together and turns an ordinary meal into a moment to savor. As you take that final bite, you might just find yourself looking at your pantry with fresh eyes, inspired to see the possibilities in every can, jar, and loaf of bread. Because sometimes, the best meals are the ones we create from what we already have. Simple, satisfying, and made with a touch of love.